think she was pretty excited to have someone be able to go maybe grab a Smirnoff Ice for when we didn't know
Yes.
about it. So.
Yes, I did go to the liquor store and buy a 6-pack. Let's chat wedding day. For those listening, I am here with Lauren and Chris. They were some of our, a bride and groom of ours we had 2 dates for them back in May 2020 and July 2020, but we're just here to kind of recap their wedding day. So take us back, guys. Like, tell us a little bit about the day. I just want to kind of know, overall, like, what were some of your favorite parts?
So like you said, we had the 2 days because of COVID. So our actual wedding day was in May. And I think some of my favorite parts, just getting ready with the girls in the morning, I had his mom and my mom help me get dressed. And so having both the moms help me get dressed. I did a first look with my dad that I loved. And then we decided to be very traditional and wait to see each other until I was walking down the aisle. So just being at the church, seeing him for the first time, and then just being able to celebrate with our close wedding party that night. We had a small dinner with just us and our wedding party, because at the time I think you could only have like 30 or something in the venue. So we just loved, I think, everything about that day. And then the reception day, was also so fun. We got to see more of our friends and family that, we couldn't have on our first day, and just being able to see everybody and celebrate. I think we loved both days and all parts of it.
Yeah. I think of you guys as such a lucky couple for getting 2 wedding days.
Yes, that was so fun.
So for the brides who don't know, Lauren and Chris literally split their day in half. We did a full getting ready morning with a few photos, like the first looks with your dad and stuff, and then ceremony, and then we had a full afternoon of photos, and then you guys went to dinner. And then in July, we started right back where we stopped on the timeline, and the girls got ready, and then we went straight into reception. So that was really cool to be able to break it up like that, just because at that time everything was so unknown. We didn't know what was going on. There were so many different rules, and in July things were looking a little better, so it all worked out. But so tell us, let's talk about the timelines. I know it's a little different because it was split up between 2 days. Was there anything you would have changed about the timeline as far as like, oh, I wish we would have had more time to do that, or oh, we were kind of bored and hanging out and we didn't have anything to do at this time when looking back?
I don't think so, at least not for the girls. I mean, trying to get everybody ready and dressed. I thought everything was very well planned out. I think that we needed more or less time really for anything.
Yeah, I would agree. Same thing with the guys. And I mean, it was kind of like what we talked about, splitting the days. It was actually kind of nice because you weren't so rushed and you weren't so like overwhelmed with trying to get everything into every minute here and there. You kind of had time to take things a little slower and, enjoy the day a little bit, having it split up into 2.
Yeah, I do sometimes worry about the guys having too much downtime because, your hair and makeup doesn't take very long. So you guys just kind of hung out. I think you guys had breakfast.
Yep, we had a little brunch set up, and then as you were alluding to, maybe had time for a little cocktail hour, just hanging out by the golf course at the club. So, but yeah, we had plenty of time and had a chance to relax, take it slow.
I love it. So let's talk money and budget, because I think that stresses out brides a lot. Obviously, everyone knows, wedding day is not cheap. You're going to spend, quite a bit of money on your booking, your vendors and your food and the alcohol, and the list goes on. Was there anything you guys you wish you would have spent more money on, or was there anything that you wish you wouldn't have purchased, or that was maybe a waste of money?
I don't think so. I mean, we did pretty simple, like for decor and gifts and wedding book, we went pretty simple to begin with. So I don't think, I don't really wish we would have spent more or less money. I think it was pretty fairly.
I think it was planned out with what we wanted to begin with. So every decision was kind of a conscious decision on, do we need this? Do we want it? I think like through our meetings, it was kind of is this a want or a need, a must have? It was kind of to pick through, how to plan your budget out.
Exactly. Like that's why we had those conversations at the beginning. And that way you're not buying things you don't need.
Right.
You might overbuy and realize, oh, the venue has this for free. I should have just used theirs. Like you plan all that beforehand.
Plenty of finding that out along the way. If it could be rented or if we borrow it from the venue, you're already paying for, can we go that route? So that's definitely good to map all that out before purchasing, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think, I don't know if we had our budget. I don't think we had the budget sheet plan or on the Excel sheet at the time we did your wedding. I bet now I do. It's something I've added, but that's just, so important to kind of figure out from the beginning. So with all that, can you guys kind of share your thoughts on, what benefited you guys hiring a wedding coordinator? I know we have a lot of brides like trying to decide, do I really need it? It's all stuff that we do, a lot of stuff that a bride can easily do, but the fact that you guys didn't have to do it, share with brides your opinion on like hiring one or not.
I would 100% recommend hiring a wedding coordinator. Absolutely. When we reached out to you, we had the major big things done, the venue, the dress, the big things like that. But there was just so many small details that we never even thought of that you were able to bring to our attention. Also, the timeline was so huge. I had never even thought about, I just assumed, oh, the girls will show up at this time and the boys will show up and we'll get dressed and go. I never thought about allowing time to get dressed, that it's going to take that long to get the bride in the dress and all that stuff. But also just all the small details the day of that we didn't even think of that you were there for us for. I 100% absolutely would recommend hiring a coordinator for sure.
I think it takes, there's so much stress that you can sort of forget about because, there's someone, kind of back there double checking your work, making sure, you're taking in time, the timeline and going across things as they flow through the day. And it's like, you don't have to be the person in charge of telling someone when they're out of place or,
right.
Hey, we needed to be somewhere a little bit ago. Let me, who's holding the phone to get a hold of 15 people and tell them to, you're in the wrong spot. And
I don't see you guys yelling at your bridal party to tell them that they're running late.
No.
That's where we come in with a smile on our face and say, okay,
right.
we have 5 minutes.
Right.
Yes. Well, even you were able to coordinate with all of our vendors the day of, making sure everybody was, where they were supposed to be. There's just so many things that you did for us that we didn't have to think about that just really made the day so much better and so much less stressful.
We've told the story more than once of, when we walked down the aisle, not only we got married during a pandemic, but there was also some protests going on at the time.
Yes, I remember that.
But we wanted to go to the Capitol and take pictures. And, that morning we were, we woke up on the wedding morning to find out that there's going to be a protest scheduled where we want to take pictures. And so we were worried about that all day. And, we worried about it even when we, went up to the altar. And we've told this story multiple times, like coming back after we walked down the aisle, we talked to you and you were like, oh yeah, I already scouted out, like go to the north side, not the south side. And we were like, what? You're like, I was like, when did you even do that? And you're like, well, yeah, I ran real quick and just came back. And we were like, all right, now we know why. Like that's awesome. So that saved kind of, the pictures we wanted to get and, some of the shots you'd planned on the whole time. It's like you could salvage everything, get exactly what you, but we didn't have the interruption of going through a protest or,
you had no idea what that was even going to be like or look like or.
Right. Yeah. No clue.
Yeah.
So, just little things like that. And I think she was pretty excited to have someone be able to go, maybe grab a Smirnoff Ice for
Oh
certain
yeah.
when we didn't know
Yes.
about it. So
I forgot about that. And yes, I
Yes.
did go to the liquor store and buy a 6-pack. I brought those back home to my husband, I think. He was pretty excited.
Ice too.
Yeah.
I should have. Dang it.
Oh
Oh,
man.
that was funny. So yeah, you got iced when you got
Sure.
the garter.
Yeah.
Well played. Well
Oh,
played.
Yeah. Thanks to my lovely maid of honor for thinking of that
It
last
was
minute.
all her, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, yeah, I'm so glad you brought up the Capitol and the protests because it's like that's just life, and every day, you can plan as much as you want, but there's always going to be something that either gets missed or that needs to change. And as a coordinator, you got to be able to pivot and to like work as a team with the vendors to be able to just make it work. I mean, this is your wedding day. We're hired to make it the best it can be. And, we always explain to our couples, it's kind of like buying insurance for your wedding day. Like,
Right.
spending a ton of money on this day, having that one person there to know, like, it's going to go off without a hitch, and we're going to do our best we can to make your dreams come true. I feel like it's worth every penny, for something like that, as far as having that extra person to be there to help. So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Question, I always worry about the bride and groom, like getting to mingle enough, like to talk to all your guests. Do you feel like you had that time to still like give hugs and say hi to everybody, but still like be able to be on the dance floor and have a good time? Or do you wish you would have had more mingle time?
I don't think so. I mean, one of the things early on that was important to us was to be able to go to every table and to thank everyone for coming. So since we had time built in to do that, I think we both felt like we had enough time to talk with our guests. But I think maybe if we didn't have that time built in, I could definitely see where we would maybe want to have more time, to talk. But no, I think we had plenty of time to talk with everyone and say hi and everything like that.
Good. Yeah, I remember you guys kind of going around to the tables right after dinner, I think.
Yes. Yep.
You guys are usually the first to be done eating, and then once you're done eating, you can get up, walk around, go say hi. And then once you've kind of finished that, we go into like the toast and the cake and all that fun stuff.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I guess I haven't really asked, is there anything you would have like changed or done differently?
Obviously I wanted to remember to pay and tip everybody, but I was thinking about getting the dress there and getting the dress pressed, and that wasn't really at the front.
It's nice to be able, how we did it was like, got together with you and had just envelopes separated out, and then it wasn't, when you're day of and you're trying to take pictures and mingle, it's nice to not like, oh, let me go break my wallet out real quick and before you leave, or have it all planned out ahead of time and smooth. That was super helpful too.
Yeah, no problem. We do that a lot because you just don't see all your vendors during the day. And it's funny you say that, Kristen. I'm like, not every time I leave a wedding, because I've been doing this for a long time now, but sometimes I'm like, could you imagine if they hadn't hired me?
Yeah.
Or even a coordinator. Like, it doesn't have to be Vail Events, but like someone to help them. You know what I mean? Like, think of all those things that either they probably just wouldn't have happened, or it would have caused more stress, or you guys, like you said, you would have been tipping people from your wallet while you're trying to like get ice on the dance floor.
Yeah.
You can't interrupt that.
No, yeah. Guys, well, this was great. Is there anything else you want to add or share for other brides listening and grooms?
I don't think so. I mean, there's not enough good things that we could say about you and about Vail and having a wedding coordinator. So
very happy.
Yeah, very happy all around. We really don't have any complaints at all, and would definitely highly recommend you, Vail, and having a wedding coordinator for sure.
You're so sweet.
I would second all. And I mean, I think, for people, especially in times right now, thinking about trying to fit everything into one day, or, crowd restrictions or guidelines, whatever you're trying to abide by, splitting it into 2 days, I think was kind of really more of a blessing in disguise. Kind of makes it easier on you. So definitely not traditional, but, to have that, we kind of had the more intimate, the close family and friends on one day, and then you have the whole big party on the next. I think you got to pick like the best parts out of all of it, and then splitting it up, you weren't as stressed for the entire period of time.
It was great, even on the vendor's side, not gonna lie. It was great to split up the day too.
Super accommodating, that everybody was, willing to work with us, and, they already showed up and did their part once and more than willing to show back up and do it a second time for the other date. So couldn't complain there.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the same boat just with our brides too. Like how crazy this year has been. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, no, we're not gonna do that for you. Like we're as a human being, we want to be safe too and make sure we're following all the rules as well. So
yeah.
Well, no, it's really good to hear your point of view, Chris, because I think a lot of grooms just kind of think, oh, it's just gonna happen, like.
Yeah, and I'm probably a little guilty of that as well. Yeah, I guess for all the grooms out there, you probably underestimate how much planning your wife did with or without a coordinator. I mean, so I know it's a huge amount of stress and a huge amount of planning, and you want everything to go off perfectly without a hitch. And it's like, you're only human, like you're going to miss some details. So I think going back to, again, having at least two people in your corner. I mean, yeah, you're going to have, most people probably your mom, your maid of honor, your friends, but, to kind of have someone that's eyes on the prize the whole time.
Yeah.
Your wife will thank you. And, it's going to take stress. Taking stress off of her will take stress off of you too.
I love it. I love it. We hear that a lot.
Fact.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's absolutely.
That is great. Well, thank you for your time. Seriously, this was so nice of you guys. And I didn't do this just to obviously I love all the good compliments, but I am here to learn and I want to grow. And we now have 8 coordinators here with the company. So we'll be able to help even more brides. And so it's really exciting. So I just want to make sure we're doing everything correctly, and anything we can learn or do better, add on to our services, we're there to do that. So
genuinely, we really could not be happier. I mean, I think at the end of it, we were super surprised, getting what we pay for on, wow, this was so worth it. And zero complaints, did so much more than we expected. So
yeah, definitely.
Well, thank you guys. It was so sweet.